What could possibly go wrong when you let your husband name your boat? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. If you're new here, thanks for being here. I hope you stick around to see what we finally decided to name our boat. But I'm Tasha, and you'll hear from my husband James in a minute. So we're getting ready to move to Minnesota, and we decided to buy an old yacht that we're going to live on and renovate with all of our dogs. We got a bunch of them. The boat already has a name, but we wanted to rename it. We wanted it to be something that, that we did, and we needed to go ahead and get it done so that we could get it registered with the Coast Guard. So after talking about it for a while, I was finally just like, yeah, you can go ahead and name the boat. Like, you can do it. Like, I'll give you this one. Rethinking my decision at this point. So, why did I turn the reins over to him for this? Well, I guess the first reason maybe is I named our other boats. So I figured, I guess it's his turn. Technically, it's probably past his turn because whatever. Two, this boat will most likely stay docked all the time. So not a lot of people are going to see the name. When he retires in a couple of years, we plan on getting a different boat to live on and travel, probably do America's Great Loop. And like a lot of people are going to see that boat name. I didn't really trust him to name that one. So I was like, well, I'll name that one. You can do this one since no one's really going to see it. And then three, I mean, it's a boat name. Like, it's not a kid's name, right? It's not like it's that big of a deal. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw you a bone on this one. You can name this boat. Like, this is our first big houseboat, and you can be the one that names it. So some decisions were made on my part, and now some regrets are being had on my part. By the way, if you have any fun or clever boat names, we'd love to hear them. Like, we always like getting new ideas, so just leave them in the comments below. All right. I guess without further ado, here's James with his thought process on why he chose the name that he did.
Afternoon, YouTube. So many of you all have seen the video that my wife Tasha posted last week about us going up to Minnesota and purchasing that 1972 Whitcraft 50 foot. And I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of kind of where we're at with it right now. So we got the boat last week. We had to come back to North Carolina because I had to go back to work. So we've got about 6 weeks or so left, and then we're going to have to get up to St. Paul. They're PCSing me, which is permanent change of station, to Fort Snelling, Minnesota, and I'll be working up there with the 88th Readiness Division for the next couple of years. So we made the decision that we were going to go ahead and buy a boat and live on it for the next 2 years up there, because our end game is we want to do America's Great Loop at some point in time. So we thought this would help bridge us over to downsizing and just starting to enjoy boat life, because we're both anxious to do it. So we got back here, and Tasha decided that we would get the division of labor worked out. So she's going to handle the important stuff, like what color sheets we need, what kind of bedding we're going to have, what size bed we're going to put in there, and what other kind of important stuff. I'm going to handle the the less important stuff, like the electric and the water and registering it, and all that other work. So I've been working on getting the boat registered. So a couple complications with that. The gentleman that we bought the boat from, he purchased it a couple of years ago and never registered it with the Coast Guard. He also didn't have a notarized bill of sale from the person that he bought it from. Got in touch with that gentleman who's down in Texas, who's a really great guy. They went and did a bill of sale for us. So we've run that down. So now we've got the bill of sale from him as the owner, and then the bill of sale that went from previous owner to us. We also had to run down a lien release from the gentleman we bought the boat from, for the previous people. They had paid a loan off and it never got cleared with the Coast Guard. So I've been on the phone with the Coast Guard, and they're government, so they're here to help, right? So they explained to me this is really, really simple. All I've got to do is get these 3 pieces of paper, send it in with a check, and they'll gladly register the boat. Well, in registering the boat, one of the options we've got is to change the name of the boat. Now, Tasha and I, we've had 3 boats previously. One of them it didn't take with us. It was a cuddy cabin, so we never really named it. But our first boat was a little pontoon boat, and we named it High Maintenance. And figure you can you can guess why we named that one High Maintenance. And I'll own that. You know, I picked that boat out and we bought it. So got that. Then our second boat, and the boat that we currently have is a pontoon boat that we carried up with us to Minnesota last week, and it's called 90 Proof. Again, you can figure that one out as to why that one got called 90 Proof. Probably never get to hear that story. But anyway, so it comes up, the boat that we just purchased, this Whitcraft, its name is Trouble. So we thought, let's start out with something a little bit more positive than Trouble. And so my wife was working on some names that she thought about. Perfection, potentially. At the time she was saying all paws on deck. So, and then she came up with, she wants to name the boat that we do the loop on. So she told me that I get to name this particular boat. Pretty excited. I'm up to the challenge. So I started working on that. And then she came back to me and she said, well, let me give you some left and right limits on this. So she said that it had to be dog themed and it had to be classy. So dog themed and classy. And I thought, well, okay, I can still work with this. But then I started thinking about it and I thought, well, why would she do that? Why wouldn't she give me the artistic freedom to come up with the name on my own? I thought, well, maybe subliminally she's trying to tell me something. So I thought long and hard about this and came up with it. She actually was. She was trying to tell me that she wanted to name this boat Doggy Style. And so I'll explain to you how I got there, and I think you'll agree with me. So dog themed. And I thought, well, dog themed, well, doggy, dog. I mean, absolutely that's dog themed. So that fits right there. And classy. So I looked that one up. All right, classy. Synonym of classy is, guess what? Style. So Doggy Style fits her parameters. And it's like, well, you know, she was trying to really name this boat, but wanted me to claim that I had named it, but figured it out. I think I nailed this one. So I have prepared the paperwork to go to the Coast Guard and renaming the boat Doggy Style, and I'll get that sent in and we'll be going. And I think she's going to be proud of me for figuring it out. I finally worked through that and came up with exactly what she wanted, and I think she's going to be happy. So I think you'll see that in the next couple videos probably, but we'll see. But I got this one. All right, thanks.
Okay, so how do we feel about that Doggy Style? Doggy Style. Awesome. But if you've watched till here, like, big thanks. You're awesome. I'd give you a hug if I could, a high five, a fist bump. I'd cook you. No, I wouldn't cook you a meal because you don't want that because I can't cook. But it's really awesome. It really helps us out. We really appreciate it if you've made it this far in the video. And if you want to see the boat that we're talking about, you know, Doggy Style, you can check out this link here. I'll link it. Not a great video walkthrough tour. Check that out and stick around for the adventure. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the chaos. There's going to be a lot of frustration, probably a lot of cussing, definitely a lot of dog hair.